Okay, today is Tuesday, July the 8th, and I am sitting in Ben and Emily's house. Ben Deason is still single, but he is getting married to Emily in less than 3 weeks. And I thought it would be fun to interview Ben right now and ask him a few questions about Emily and his future married life. So you ready, Ben?
Here we go. Am I on the good side of the camera?
I think you look great.
Okay.
All right, question number 1. So Ben, you have been living with Emily for several years now, and now you're getting married. Do you think that married life with Emily will be exactly the same as it is not being married, or do you think it'll be a little different?
I think it will probably be closer to being the same. There's small things that I think will be different, like we'll have a ketubah in our bedroom. That'll be different. We'll both have rings. So I'm sure when we're coming up and down the stairs, you'll hear our rings clinking against the balcony railing or on our left hand. So just going upstairs, I'm sure Patrick will learn that we're going upstairs when there's clinking on the railing. But in terms of what will be different, one thing I really like about Emily and I is that we have always kind of been the same in terms of how fun and playful and goofy we are, and I don't think that's always what married couples are like, but I think that's what we'll be like, so I think that will be mostly the same.
Okay, very sweet. Okay, now, when you met Emily, how old was she?
We met 7 years ago on 4th of July, so she would have been 20.
20, okay, so do you think there's any difference between 20-year-old Emily and 27-year-old Emily?
So, a couple easy ones are that she wasn't of drinking age yet, so she could not legally drink and drive. Well, no, she still can't drink and drive, but she could not legally drink and was not yet driving because she didn't have a driver's license. So now Emily does have a driver's license, but she's not drinking and driving. One other thing, let's see, Emily is probably a little bit less, well, she was never granola, but she's definitely not as, I think Emily's plan at 20 was probably to go, I think she was planning on going to the Peace Corps, and that's definitely not her plan anymore, so that's something that is definitely different. But again, Emily is, still has a lot of the same great qualities that she did when she was 20, so.
That continues. Okay, but you've been together for 7 years, and after 7 years, I need you to fill in the blanks now. As a result of being with Emily for 7 years, I am more blank. As a result of Emily being with me for 7 years, Emily is more blank.
Okay. Well, I am more, one easy one is a lot more healthy in terms of the way I eat. So when Emily first met me, I would eat Taco Bell regularly, and I definitely don't do that anymore. And I had a fryer in college, in our college house, so my grocery shopping would be going down the frozen food aisle and getting a bunch of garbage and putting that in the fryer. So Emily told me that was disgusting, and that's why I stopped doing it. And if you looked at our fridge now, well, you wouldn't see much right now because we need to go grocery shopping, but usually you would see a lot of all natural stuff, nothing that has any kind of chemical compound in it, and soy milk. So because I was a little smelly when I drank milk, Emily told me I was lactose intolerant, which is true, so I stopped drinking dairy, and now we drink soy milk, so that's different too because of Emily.
Okay, so you are definitely more healthy, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay, and how about Emily? As a result of being with you for 7 years, Emily is more...
So I think, well, you could flip this both ways, because I am more, in terms of our differences, and, Emily being more environmentalist, and me being more kind of Republican, and especially economically. So I think for Emily, she definitely is more, kind of has a mindset of Republican, at least just in the economic sense, but it's still very, environmental, and that is something I should have said that's different about me. Now if somebody threw a beer bottle away in the trash can, I would take it out and recycle it and care a lot about recycling and have learned a lot of things about the environment because of Emily and care a lot more about it because of Emily. So now that is something that's different too.
Okay.
Well, one I should of course mention is that Emily is a lot more Jewish now.
That's true.
So that's an important one that we're all very proud of her for. So that's a good one.
Makes sense. Environmental Jewish Republican. I like it.
I wouldn't say full Republican, but
Okay, so I actually asked you last week to imagine if you were traveling and imagine that you would be apart from Emily for a while and you had to bring one thing with you to remind you of Emily, but it couldn't be a picture. So, what would you bring and can you explain why?
Well, one thing I would like to bring, but I'm not sure where it is the first year, just early on in our relationship, I wrote down for a whole year all of Emily's and I's inside jokes, and there were a ton of them, pages worth of inside jokes that Emily and I had, and I gave it to her for her birthday. So I think she still has that, so I wonder if that is her answer, if she has the same one. But anyways, that would be a good one, but the closest thing that I have to that now is when we have a glass of wine for dinner or whatever, we get Wall Street Journal wine, and they send you a binder with all of the wines in it, and we go in there and write down what we thought of the wine, and actually more so just talk about what happened that day and what happened with that particular day. So I can grab it and even read a couple of things out of
If
it.
you have it really handy.
Okay.
Okay. We will just take a pause while you find your wine journal, which looks to be pretty accessible.
So this is the wine journal.
Oh, I
So
love
here,
that
I'll
idea.
choose, I don't have anything marked, but I'll just randomly, so the further back you go in it, the longer ago it was. So I'll give you one from a long time ago. Let's see, what's a good one here?
That's a great idea. I might have to try doing this myself.
All right, so this one is February 6th of 2013. So I'm not sure what we were doing at that time, but it says, very corky, especially when Emily opens it. So Emily probably opened it and got cork in the wine. Smooth with zest, juicy. And then Emily has a quote, I really like it.
Oh,
So
that's so great.
that's our review. Let me try another one. Here's one. Well, they're usually on pages. This one's just written on cardboard.
Okay.
It says, it's a Malbec from Argentina. Emily says, yummy with pasta and bistro lighting. So this was August 20th of 2013. Bistro lighting, so we were probably hanging the bistro lights that we have outside.
Okay.
And I say, worth writing down on a piece of cardboard paper. That's why I threw it on cardboard.
Well, you might have to bring that to wine country. I didn't realize you have a journal now that we're going to wine country.
I know. Do you want one more, or is that good?
I think that's good for now.
Okay.
All right.
There's some really funny ones in here, so maybe I'll bring this out with us.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's look down the road a ways, and the day will come, hopefully, when you and Emily decide to have children. Let's fill in the blanks. When we have kids, I hope that they get my blank and Emily's blank.
Well, Emily and I have talked about this and joked that if we did have kids, that I have all of the dominant genes. So she's worried that she would have a kid and just a little Ben would come out. But if we could choose, I would say, well, just from a physical perspective, we think it'd be really cool if we had a kid that had jet black hair and blue eyes.
Ooh, I would agree with that. That would be very nice.
But in terms of what traits they would get from us, I would hope they get liking outdoor sports like snowboarding and running from me, and Emily's kindness and how gentle she is and how much she cares about people and animals for that matter too. So I guess really more physically me and mentally, and have Emily's brain. I think that's also just because, and I say this to Emily, I wouldn't want a daughter that looks like Emily, because I'd just be nervous all the time that boys would be chasing her around, and I'd be that dad that is like trying to get teenage boys away from my house. So
I think that would be true. Okay,